Hello everyone. Today I will explain the poem Wind. It is written by Subramanya Bharti. Subramanya Bharti was born in 1882 and died in 1921. He was a Tamil writer, poet, journalist, independence activist, and a social reformer. He is popularly known as Mahakavi Bharti. He is considered one of the greatest Tamil literary figures of that time. So, dear students, before starting the poem, let us see a small introduction of the poem. We all know that wind is a natural phenomenon. In this poem, the poet talks to the wind. The power of wind has been described, and the poet says that wind is destructive. He has linked the destructive power of wind to the adversities of life and says that the wind and the weak people break down, but stronger people emerge out of adversities. The poem gives an important message that we should be mentally tough and physically strong in order to survive the hardships of life. The weak person breaks down like a weak building and crumbles. We must make these destructive forces our friends with our strength and determination. So, dear students, this poem is based on the theme that even when you face a lot of hardships and obstacles in life, you should never give up. Instead, you should befriend those obstacles. In this poem, the poet has used the wind as a symbol for adversities in life. So, let us read the poem. Wind, come softly. Don't break the shutters of the windows. Don't scatter the papers. Don't throw down the books on the shelf. There, look what you did. You threw them all down. You tore the pages of the books. You brought rain. So, here in this stanza, the poet is talking to the wind. He asks the wind to come softly. It means he's saying that wind should not be very strong. It should be soft and subtle. After that, the poet says that the wind is very powerful. It is destructive. When it is destructive, what does it do? It breaks the shutters of the windows. It scatters the papers. Scatter means spread. It spreads the papers and the books which are kept on the shelf, all books fall down. The books which were kept on the shelf fall down. After that, the poet is saying to the wind to look the destruction that it had done. The poet is saying to the wind to look the destruction that it had done. What it had done? It had thrown all the things down which were light or weak. It had torn the pages. It has torn the pages of the books, and it had brought rain. So you know very well when there is strong wind, then it brings rain also. Dear students, in the initial part of the poem, the poet has compared the wind to a small child because he is saying the wind to come softly like a small child. But in later part, and the poet has compared the wind to a youth. When the wind is strong, it causes destruction, and when the youngsters are angry, they also become violent. So here, dear students, now I am telling you about the literary device which have been used here. First of all, I am telling you about the rhyme scheme. You can see that no word is rhyming with each other here. Softly, windows, papers, shelf. No word is rhyming with each other. Down, books, again. So there is no rhyme scheme. Throughout the poem, you will find that there is no rhyme scheme because the poem is written in free verse. The next literary device which is used here, see the line number 3, 4 and 5. Sorry, see the line 2, 2, 3 and 4 and last also. You can see that here the anaphora literary device is used here. One, a word is repeated at the start of two or more than two consecutive lines. It is the device of anaphora. You can see that second line, third line and fourth line. These lines start with the word don't. So here anaphora literary device is used. Here at last also you can see So anaphora literary device is used here. The next literary device which is used here is personification. Here you can see that poet has used you for the wind. So wind is personified. So personification literary device is also used. Here also the poet has used you for the wind. So there is personification literary devices used here. Let us read the next stanza. You are very clever at poking fun at weaklings. Poking fun means making fun. Here, poking fun means making fun of, and weaklings means weak people. Frail crumbling. Frail means you can say weak. Frail means weak, or you can say that easily broken. That breaks easily. That is frail. Crumbling. Crumbling means falling or to cause falling. Crumbling houses. Crumbling doors. Crumbling rafters. Rafter here means sloping beam that supports the roof of the building. Crumbling wood, crumbling bodies, crumbling lives, crumbling hearts. The wind god winnows and crushes them all. Here, dear students, you can see that the crumbling word is repeated again and again. Here, you will find the repetition. So, the word crumbling is repeated so many times to lay stress that everything crumbles in the face of a strong wind. So the writer is saying that when the wind is very powerful, it is very strong, it leads to breakage of everything. Houses which are weak, they fall down. Doors which are weak, they also fall down. Rafters, beam, sloping beam that supports the roof of the building, it also falls down in front of the strong wind. So here the poet wants to say that everything crumbles, everything that is weak, that thing reacts by falling down and breaking in the face of strong wind. Here the poet wants to say that similarly we also, when we face the adversities and hardships, weak people give up easily, and the strong people face the adversities and get success at last. So, whenever a weak person faces any adversity or challenge in life, he breaks down and falls. As when the wind is strong, then the weak things like house, door, any rafter, any wooden structure, uh, any crumbling bodies here means crumbling lives. Here means when there is destruction that we also face problem. And crumbling heart here means sad hearts. We become sad and we become so desperate, or you can say we can become um, so sad when there is destruction. So at last line you can see here the poet is saying that the wind god winnows and crushes them all. The poet is addressing the wind as a god. He is addressing the wind as a god. And he is saying that the powerful god of wind winnows here. That means, you know the meaning of winnows. Winnows means to broke grain free from chaff, or you can say that separate grain from husk by blowing on it. You do this activity. That means the he shifts all the people, and those people who are weak fall down and get crushed. So here a comparison is made between wheat and people. Just like here the comparison is made between wheat, grain and people. Just like we know the wheat, we know the grain to separate the grain from the chaff. The wind god separates the strong people from the weak people. When there is strong wind, all things that are weak fall down and get crushed. And similarly, when there are weak people, they also give up easily in front of adversities. Here the point is showing that as God is not only destructive but also helpful. Similarly, the wind is also not only destructive, it not only crumbles everything, it is also helpful. It helps in winnowing. So again here you can see that there is no rhyme scheme written in poem is written in free verse. I have already told you. And when we talk about the literary devices, you can see that crumbling word is repeated again and again here. So there is repetition. Repetition literary device is used here. And the next literary device which is used here you can see that W, wind W and winnows W. Here W consonant sound is repeated. So here is alliteration. When there is alliteration, the repetition of consonant sound in close connection or in closely related words, that is alliteration. So here W consonant sound is repeated, so there is alliteration. The next literary device you know very well, that personification, because the poet has used U for the wind, so wind is personified. Here personification literary device is used. Let us see the next stanza. He won't do what you tell him. So come, let us build strong homes. Let us join the doors firmly. Let us join the door firmly. Practice to firm the body. Make the heart steadfast. Steadfast means firm. So the poet wants us to make friends with the wind, and indirectly he is saying that the adversities in our lives, we should make friends with the adversities. He says that the wind will not listen, it will do whatever wants to do. So similarly adversities also don't listen to us. The poet says that the problem will also not listen to us, they will come. So we should be prepared. We should build strong homes and close the doors of our house firmly so that wind cannot get into. And then he says that we should also make our bodies strong and hearts firm, hearts steadfast to face these challenges. And then once we are strong enough, all the challenges will be like our friends. We will not feel that they are troublesome. Here the comparison is made. You can see that the poet, if we want to um, keep ourselves safe from the strong wind, we build strong buildings. We form the we make our doors also strong. We check their joints, we make them strong. So similarly when we will do all this, the wind will become our friend. Similarly when we will face the adversities, when we will make the adversities our friends, then there will be no any problem. Then once we are strong enough, all the challenges will be like our friends. Here again, students, you can see that there is no rhyme scheme. No word is rhyming with each other. And when we talk about the literary devices here, again personification literary device is used. And next literary device which is used here is symbolism is everywhere in the poem. You can see. Now let us see the next stanza. Do this and the wind will be friends with us. The wind blows out weak fires. He makes strong fires roar and flourish. He, his friendship is good. We praise him every day. Here the poet is saying that we should make wind our friends. The poet has kept the wind on a pedestal. He is comparing the wind to God. I have explained this. He says that wind is good and we praise wind every day. He says that everything that is weak gets finished off, get destroyed in the face of strong wind, and all the things that are strong flourish and grow to become stronger. He is giving us a very important message that we should not feel bad that we are facing so many challenges and adversities in our life. We should make ourselves physically and mentally strong to face these challenges. And once we are strong enough, we will become, we will overcome the challenges. We will we will become friends with them, and then we will be happy that we had these challenges in our life because they help us to become stronger and better. Dear students, whenever we face any challenge in our life, these challenges make us stronger and better. They give us experience, so we should face them and we should try to get success. So again, you can see there is no literary, there is no any rhyme scheme. And when we talk about the literary devices, again you can see personification is there because he is used for the wind. And next literary device which is used here is symbolism is also there. So dear students, this was the poem, and thank you for watching, and please subscribe my channel for upcoming videos. Thank you.